Coronation Street spoilers for next week reveal dying Celeste exposing a shocking family secret during her final moments. The heartbreaking revelation leaves the Winter Brown family fractured as they try to come to terms with the truth. Elsewhere, Ronnie is left battered after Idris attacks him. His troubles become even worse as Debbie's dementia-related symptoms grow increasingly severe. Meanwhile, Bethany is furious when she discovers Kit enjoying a date with Jodie. Once Celeste dies, tensions rise when Gemma challenges Todd over the way he has recently treated George. However, Todd turns the situation around by revealing the truth about Celeste. After discovering that her great-aunt is terminally ill, Gemma heads to Celeste's hotel room to see her. Their uncomfortable reunion is cut short when Celeste's condition suddenly deteriorates. Paramedics arrive at the scene, but sadly they are unable to save her. 2. Celeste's shocking secret causes heartbreak. Gemma tells Bernie that Celeste has died and reveals that she left behind a major family secret. At the same time, Todd goes to the hotel hoping to see Celeste, only for Ryan to break the devastating news that she has passed away. As Todd struggles with his grief, Bernie is left overwhelmed by the revelation. 3. More secrets come to light. Gemma tells Kit about Celeste's hidden secret, but makes it clear that she will continue supporting Bernie, whatever happens. Meanwhile, Todd discovers a note in Celeste's hotel room outlining her final wishes. Rather than having a traditional funeral, Celeste wants a large celebration held in her honor. When the family and friends gather, Todd reads a final letter left by Celeste. What shocking information will it reveal? 4. Nina leaves Weatherfield. Nina's time in Weatherfield comes to an end as she prepares to start over. After organizing farewell drinks at the Rovers, she shares a touching moment with Abby at Seb's Memorial Garden. Nina then leaves for Whitby alongside Roy as she begins the next chapter of her life. 5. Ronnie takes Idris's car. Ronnie asks Carl to help him steal Idris's car for Fiona as part of a deal involving the missing gun. Once Idris realizes his vehicle has disappeared, he quickly works out who is responsible. He then punches Ronnie to the ground while Carl watches in disbelief. Afterwards, Carl tells Ronnie to forget about getting revenge and instead concentrate on Debbie, whose dementia is worsening. 6. Debbie suffers another crisis. Debbie arrives at Audrey's in a confused state, still convinced that she is working as a hairdresser. Maria comes back to discover Debbie giving Bethany a makeover inspired by the 1980s. The situation becomes frightening when Debbie grabs a pair of scissors. She then runs to the hotel bar, where her confusion eventually leads to an emotional breakdown. 7. Jodie makes a move on Kit. Jodie appears in court and is sentenced to community service following her attack on Sarah. While completing her litter-picking duties, she overhears Bethany organizing a date with Roman. After Bethany puts Jodie firmly in her place, Jodie decides to provoke her by asking Kit out. Shona is far from pleased and tells Kit that getting romantically involved with her sister could be his biggest mistake. 8. Bethany confronts Jodie. Bethany's date with Roman at the bistro takes an unexpected turn when Jodie arrives with Kit. Bethany is shocked that Kit appears to have moved on from Sarah so quickly and makes no attempt to hide her anger. She calls Jodie toxic in front of everyone and tells Kit to keep his distance. However, Kit could find it difficult to resist when Jodie later invites him back to her home. 9. Lauren helps Betsy with her recovery. Betsy reaches an important stage in her recovery when she manages to stand for the first time since suffering her stroke. Later, Lauren visits with Ollie and encourages Betsy to join her for lunch. However, Betsy becomes deeply embarrassed after accidentally knocking cutlery from the table, while Debbie makes a comment suggesting she has been drinking. Could the upsetting incident affect Betsy's confidence and progress? Coronation Street reveals baby Harper danger in Jodie's storyline. Shona Platt's first time looking after baby Harper by herself becomes a terrifying ordeal on Coronation Street next week when she accidentally leaves her young daughter in a dangerous situation. Completely overwhelmed, Shona suddenly realizes that Harper has been left inside the car. However, her frantic and disoriented behavior has been triggered by Jodie Ramsey, who has secretly hidden the car keys. Jodie has been manipulating events behind her sister's back so that she can step in and appear helpful by offering to look after Harper. Shona, however, is not the only member of the Platt family that Jodie is planning to target, as she continues searching for new people to manipulate. Shona is absolutely distraught about what has happened to Harper, explains our Weatherfield source. Jodie somehow manages to appear whenever Shona needs help, and this time she pretends to be caring by encouraging Shona to take a break while she looks after the baby. It is a major warning sign. Shona faces a difficult few days on her own, while David is away visiting Gail. Her problems begin when she struggles to deal with Lily's teenage behavior while also trying to settle an unsettled Harper. Things become even more complicated once Jodie begins interfering. After receiving the court's verdict, Jodie tells the family about the punishment she received for attacking Sarah. She avoids a prison sentence but is ordered to complete community service. Jodie is assigned litter-picking duties, giving her plenty of opportunities to listen in on other people's conversations. She overhears Bethany making arrangements for a date, and after the two women clash, Jodie decides to retaliate by asking Kit Green out. Bethany is upset that Kit is willing to see Jodie so soon, our source explains. She completely snaps at Jodie and tells Kit that he needs to stay away from her. But Jodie knows exactly how to turn on the charm, and when she invites Kit back for a drink, it remains to be seen whether he can say no. At the same time, Shona is already suspicious of her sister after discovering that Jodie has gone after Sarah's former partner. The exhausted mother becomes even more anxious when she notices a rash on Harper. Although the rash is eventually explained as a symptom of teething, Shona remains nervous and struggles to relax. The following day, Jodie deliberately hides Shona's car keys, setting her sister up for an incredibly stressful day. While Shona phones David to complain about everything that has gone wrong, she suddenly remembers that Harper is still inside the car. Panicking, Shona runs outside and discovers Daniel Osborne holding a distressed and crying Harper. She immediately takes her daughter into her arms and breaks down with relief, while Jodie reassures her that tired parents can make mistakes. Jodie knows exactly how to manipulate everyone around her, our insider reveals. She looks after Harper and even invites Kit over to keep her company. However, Shona soon warns Kit that becoming involved with Jodie could turn into a huge mistake. Will Kit listen to Shona's advice and walk away from Jodie, or could spending the night with her become something he deeply regrets? Coronation Street spoiler. Idris lashes out at Ronnie. Idris reports his vehicle missing and admits that he cannot recall where he left the key. After becoming suspicious, Idris accuses Ronnie of taking his car and violently knocks him to the ground with a punch. Carl urges Ronnie to forget about getting revenge, warning him that Debbie needs a peaceful environment. Meanwhile, with David away, Shona finds herself struggling to settle Harper while becoming increasingly impatient with Lily. Jodie continues interfering in the family's affairs and takes advantage of every opportunity to get involved. While carrying out her litter-picking community service, Jodie overhears Bethany making plans for a date. She responds with a cutting comment, but Bethany quickly stands up for herself and puts Jodie firmly in her place. Annoyed by the confrontation, Jodie turns her attention to Kit and asks him out, promising that they will have an unforgettable time. But will Kit accept her invitation? Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.